The opening Saturday of college football right here in Athens, Georgia. Top 10 Georgia Bulldog team hosting ULM from Sanford Stadium as you are watching SEC Network football presented by Allstate. One of the most picturesque settings in all of college football right here between the hedges, and we are set to get it underway in a matter of seconds. Dave Neal alongside former All-American right here for the Bulldogs, Matt Stinchcomb. Glad you could join us. And Matt, certainly expectations high for this Bulldog team, and they're seeking another trip to Atlanta and an SEC championship. If that is to happen, they have to have good quarterback play, and they have got a new man under center.
Yeah, Grayson Lambert transferred, came here to Athens about halfway through the summer. Many people felt as if it was probably just an insurance policy. Got to have three quarterbacks, but his consistency and experience won the day. They liked his performance overall fall camp, but we also have to keep in mind and put that quarterback position into context. Georgia has offensively one of the best weapons as far as running backs are concerned in the country in Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb last year bursting on the scene, ascending the depth chart from number 4, and you can expect that ground game to be the central component of what Georgia does offensively, and it'll be powered by what Nick Chubb does.
Well, the Georgia Bulldogs win the toss. They want the football, so they will receive the opening kick. ULM coming in after a 4-8 season, 3-5 in the Sun Belt Conference last year. Georgia 10-3 last season, 6-2 in league play, but disappointing finish to the regular season, losing to Georgia Tech. Not playing in the SEC title game as Missouri captured the SEC Eastern Division crown, but they certainly have those aspirations this year to get back to the Georgia Dome. So we are set for kickoff. Craig Ford, the redshirt freshman, Sony Michel, Keith Marshall back to return for the Bulldogs. A pooch kick will settle down around the 24-yard line, taken by Douglas out to the 31, and he is tripped up there, an 8-yard return. And let's go downstairs to the third member of our broadcast team. Her name is Casey Smith, and good afternoon, Casey.
Well, Dave, smart was the word that Mark Richt used to describe Grayson Lambert. He said his process of learning playbook was very good, and that they weren't only impressed with how quickly he learned the offense, but how quickly he put himself in a position to get the starting job. He said he's very intelligent, and he definitely deserves to get the start today against ULM.
Now the Dogs looking at a 3rd down and 14. Lambert goes it underneath. Pass caught by Terry Godwin, the true freshman. Lindsey Pipkin's able to bring him down after a gain of 7, and the Bulldogs will have to punt it away on their opening possession.
They need his playmaking ability.
There he is, lined up in the middle of that defense, slid to the open gap, made the tackle behind the line.
And that's what they're looking for. Well, Leonard Floyd, you'll see him right here. He's in the middle of the defense. And he's just going to shoot the gap. You see a 4-down look, unaccounted for in the blocking scheme. Diagnoses it rather easily. Doesn't get much easier than that. That's a good way for Leonard Floyd to get out there and get his decals smudged as a linebacker in the box. Nice tackle for loss by the playmaker for Georgia.
He had 8.5 tackles behind the line a year ago. Opens up the season on the first possession with a tackle behind the line. They're trying to set up a little slip screen the far side. Georgia all over it. Gain of a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Warhawks. Chris Qualls, a true freshman, back to punt for ULM. So a redshirt freshman and a true freshman handling the kicking duties for the Warhawks. Flag is down. That punt sails out of bounds. A couple of flags are down. I don't know if that was partially blocked or not.
God, if it wasn't, Dave, I'm shocked because Lorenzo Carter, all 6'6" of them, was in that backfield quickly.
They have it spotted at about the 30.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 players in the backfield. 5 yards from the out of bounds spot. 1st down.
Hubert Owens, our referee.
I'll tell you what, they're celebrating with Lorenzo Carter like he did get a piece of it regardless. That's excellent field position for this Georgia offense.
Well, it's kind of strange not seeing Mike Bobo to the booth on our right calling the shots on offense. Now it's Brian Schottenheimer, son of longtime NFL coach, Marty Schottenheimer. Of course, he transferred from Kansas to Florida to learn that Steve Spurrier system as a player, and then went to the NFL, spent 14 years there, offensive coordinator at a couple levels. He was a quarterback coach at San Diego, and now Schotty, as they call him in these parts, working closely with Mark Ritt.
To their positions this year for Georgia.
Let's see if 27 doesn't get it here again. Chubb cuts it back. Big hole. Touchdown, Georgia. Untouched from 14 yards away. Well, Nick Chubb had 14 rushing touchdowns a year ago, averaged 7 yards a carry. This is his first touchdown of 2015 from 14 yards out. Dogs up a score.
With the tight end spot, why not?
First pass on the second possession, picked off. Garrett Smith had his pass taken out of the air by Aaron Davis. He is run out of bounds. They will spot it around the 15-yard line. Michelle in at tailback. Fullback is Hicks. They will play action. Catch is made in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. It goes to Jeb Blazevich from 15 yards away.
Well, Dave, we see already. You like those tight ends and the run formations, but the beautiful part of it is you can get out there with them. And they're threats in the passing game as well, especially Blazevich, an excellent route runner and demonstrating tremendous hands and concentration.
They'll swing it out to the far side. Watch it again, trying to get the edge. That won't happen. On a third down at 19, he will pick up 9, so now it is. So third down and 20. Handoff. Tony Michelle gets it past the original line of scrimmage.
Jordan Jenkins, Lorenzo Carter, and have a playmaker in the middle of the defense. You got Jenkins right here, Floyd, and Lorenzo Carter all on the field at the same time.
On third and short, Garrett Smith stuffed, might even lost a half a yard on the play.
Well, that just shows how much talent when you're sharing the backfield with Todd Gurley, Tony Michelle, and Keith Marshall.
Lambert being chased will throw on the run, and that'll be incomplete. Nice grab over there by the true freshman Jackson Harris, but out of bounds. On a third down. They'll swing it out. Good catch by McNeil. But once again, there are just too many red jerseys swarming the football. Quincy Mauger. Davin Bellamy, loss of 2. And Keith Marshall back in at tailback, his first look of 2015. Out of the I formation, Quavon Hicks, the fullback. They will fake it to Marshall, throw to the right side, and the pass caught inside the 45, down to the 42-yard line. Gain 13, Malcolm Mitchell. Good throw near side, Mitchell, one-on-one. Makes a man miss to the 15, pushed out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Marcus McCollum, the sophomore out of Birmingham, finally pushes him out of bounds after a gain of 11. Second down and goal. Hand it off to Marshall. Stutter steps, powers his way for the Georgia Bulldog touchdown. Boy, good to see that young man get some carries last year. Only played in 3 games and only played 5 in 2013 due to injuries.
Yeah, it's a good story. One of those guys that you want in your locker room, but more than that, he's a big play threat every time he touches the football. And in that series, did a little bit of everything. A couple of nice runs. Excellent in pass protection as well.
Point after is up and good. The senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina with sprinter speed. Showing you a little power game from 3 yards out. And 4 gets it in the end zone. Georgia up 21-0. They are 1 of 5 on third downs today. Smith keeps it, has a big hole, first down and a lot more. Still on his feet. Inside Georgia territory, down to the 45. 24-yard line, a 23-yard pickup, and it wasn't for nose guard Chris Mace chasing him down. That would have been even more. Another man in motion, a Jalen Holly. Quick hitter over the middle. Caesar to the Georgia 35. That'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Give him 7. Jake Gaines, the senior linebacker. Jake, an interesting story for Georgia. 51 in red. Was playing at UAB a year ago. Back-to-back years led him in tackles. They dropped the program. He transfers here. Gets a starting nod. Garrett Smith dropped. Looking downfield. A loss of 3. Jordan Jenkins. He led team with 16 tackles for loss last year. Nice pass. Hit at the 20-yard line. Here's Michelle. He has got plenty of running room and a lot of speed, but he's tripped up at midfield. Boy, a sensational tackle by Justin Backus to keep him from taking that one to the house, but a gain of 48 for the Dogs.
Good success.
Here's Chubb. Breaks a couple of tackles. Nick Chubb. He's to the 30, still on his feet down to the 28-yard line. Trey Hunter drags him to the turf. On third down, Chubb to the 10, to the 5. Give him 6 from 23 yards out.
That's 2 touchdown runs that we've seen where Nick Chubb finds a way to get backside. Great cut block by Greg Pike. Nice movement by Brandon Cablano at his center position. And Nick Chubb with plenty of room to run behind his center and backside guard.
6 plays, 96 yards. Had a nice reception of 48 from Michelle, and then it's capped off. Nick Chubb, who now has 73 yards on the ground.
Or even a Keith Marshall that they're waiting on that they would split carries with.
Big hit from the backside by Lorenzo Carter. Garrett Smith made the wrong cut. Drop snap, a 4-man rush. Smith. That ball's almost picked off. James DeLoach had it in his paws. A flag is down.
There's a flag on the play. The pass is broken up.
Touch the ground there. Offense, number 13. Lost him down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
Boy, that was a double whammy for ULM. Well, our first look today at 12 in red. Bryce Ramsey getting a snap here in the second quarter. And he hands it off to Nick Chubb. David Griffith brings him down. A loss of a yard on the play. But there's Bryce Ramsey, who a lot of people thought was going to be the starter. And we're just waiting for word from Coach Rick, but it never came around. And well, Bryce now is, I don't know if there's 1A, he's probably 1B, and Fatone Bauta is 1C.
You hear the coaches talk that quantitatively it was very tight. You see here he's not getting a ton of help from his teammates right now. You know, tackle for loss on the first down, and then an A-gap blitzer who's not picked up. A free run, unblocked. Just right in the middle of your screen. Great job getting upfield. David Griffith, both plays back-to-back with tackles for loss. That time a sack on Bryce Ramsey. And he's not getting much to work with 3rd and close to 16, 17.
Ramsey will work out of the shotgun. 4-man rush, throws over the middle, wide open, has a receiver, the true freshman Terry Godwin, and has a first down at the 31-yard line. Mitch Lane brings him down, but a good look at that right arm of Bryce Ramsey.
Well, that was probably 6.
Here comes some heat by ULM, trying to set up the screen. Good call here. Here's Michelle, cuts it back to the 20. He's to the 10, gets a block at the goal line. Touchdown, Georgia, 31 yards away.
Well, I asked Brian Schottenheimer, what about the screen game? And he talked about, you talk about the 2 and 3 second delay screens. That time, it seemed like an eternity. Bryce Ramsey did a great job pulling the rush towards him and dumping it off. Sony Michel almost tripped over his own feet.
Georgia stretched this to 35. Sony Michel The sophomore out of Plantation, Florida, had 7 catches last year and a touchdown reception. Well, a good start for number 1 in red. Couple of catches, 79 yards today, including a touchdown. Young man that's kind of been a leader of this defense. Boy, nice little sidearm throw by Smith to avoid some defenders. Picks up the first down to Rashawn Caesar, a gain of 7. Third down, ULM 2 out of 7. Pressure comes, pass is caught by Rashawn Caesar. Caesar in Georgia territory. And it's a good thing Garrett Smith got rid of that football when he did, because Leonard Floyd had his sights set on 13 and whites. Down and 10 for ULM. Smith with a shoulder fake, pass caught by the freshman on the far side, R.J. Turner, and another first down for the Warhawks. That'll stop the clock at 37 seconds. Leonard Floyd pushes him out of bounds, but a gain of 17.
Tackling fundamentals, not ideal.
Pressure from Georgia. Smith will be dropped back at the 23-yard line. Down at 15. Smith hits his man. Rashawn Caesar dives for the end zone. Touchdown Warhawks. 22 yards away.
That's a great drive for ULM. Garrett Smith, we talked about the difficulties even picking up first downs early in this game. Able to distribute the football. Rashawn Caesar, the big target on that drive. And able to really get it going. Even having taken the sack, pressure in his face. And Garrett Smith rolling up on that drive. Able to get his team in the end zone.
Point after by Ford, up and good. How about Rashawn Caesar here in the first half? 8 catches, 76 yards, including this touchdown.
Great job slipping that ball right over the linebacker's hands in front of Quincy Mauger. And Caesar, who had lined up outside, a great job showing his quarterback his hands. You see here, confusion. Tim Kimbrough had dropped back in zone at his linebacking position, and he found a soft spot between the linebacker and safety.
Georgia looks like they will just take a knee and get to the locker room. Leading this one by 28 points. Grayson Lambert, 7 of 9, 113 yards and a touchdown. Bryce Ramsey, 2 out of 2, 51 and a touchdown. Nick Chubb with 12 carries and 77 yards. Now we'll hear from Casey Smith with Coach Mark Richt coming up in our halftime report. Our score here is 35-7. Let's go to Peter Burns and Tony Barnhart in the studio. Guys.
Well, Dave, one of the things that Todd Berry told me was that they have not done themselves any favors with their field position on defense today. Another thing, he said that the offense has played very well by protecting the quarterback, but he knows that they're not really helping themselves out. They're making mental mistakes against a team like Georgia. He said that that last series where they did score, they hope to use that momentum and carry that into the second half.
Thanks, Casey.
Garrett Smith looking to pick up where they left off in the first half.
Smith with play action, will throw it. 9th catch of the day for Rashawn Caesar, and he's out over the 40, a missed tackle. Speaking of that zone read, Tim Tebow, so good at it at Florida on their way to a national championship. He was cut today by the Eagles. Drop football, Smith picks it up. Catch is made. Trey Perrier inside Georgia territory. Down to the 43-yard line. Give him 11.5. Lorenzo Carter drags him down.
Rico McGraw, we mentioned his cover skills twice now, having difficulty with open field tackles.
They'll fake it to Watson. Throw with a little slot catch made there by Caesar. That is number 10 today.
Right now, they've been able to complete some balls downfield as well versus the Georgia secondary.
Throw it again here, or at least try to. Smith over the middle looking for Caesar. Has the catch and a touchdown. 29 yards. His second today, and give him 11 receptions.
Yeah, I think Rashawn Caesar must have just been cramping up earlier. And again, Rico McGraw, a true freshman, getting his lumps early.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns for ULM. Garrett Smith, the redshirt freshman. He has found a really good friend in Rashawn Caesar. Here's Chubb, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. driving near midfield. Mitch Lane holding on, but Chubb picks up 11.
Far in this game, it's been 3rd and 10 plus.
Pressure comes. That one batted in the air.
In this game.
That time Georgia makes a tackle in the open field. Malcolm Parrish came up on Trey Perrier, a loss of 3.
In the 5-mile radius of the stadium, the game will be suspended. Lightning.
That must be like phantom lightning. It doesn't look like there would be anything that could generate it.
Teams, please get the field. The game will be suspended.
Some ominous clouds over Sanford Stadium. So Lightning within 5 miles. So everybody will head back to the respective locker rooms. And hopefully this is a storm that will move quickly through the area. Just kind of a pop-up storm. And that's the situation. 35-14. ULM with back-to-back touchdowns on their last 2 drives.
Drive Dave Neal and Matt Stinchcomb in Athens.
All right, Peter, great job. Thanks for bailing us out. A little bit over an hour of a lightning delay, but teams had about a 10-minute warm-up period, and we are getting set for some football here in the 3rd quarter as ULM looking at a 3rd down and 6 on what was a sold-out Sanford Stadium. Over 90,000 has trickled down to just a few thousand remaining on this 3rd down play for the Warhawks. Garrett Smith, the redshirt freshman quarterback, coming to the right side. Passes. Officials coming together trying to figure it out, and they're going to say incomplete. A heck of a grab by Rashawn Caesar, but will not stand.
And Rashawn Caesar, he's been the favorite target in the previous 2 drives. As you see there, yeah, he never really maintained control of that football. Maybe never actually got control of it.
Punt is blocked in the end zone. Batted in the air and through the end zone. That'll be a safety.
It's been an issue all game long for Louisiana at Monroe, defending the punter, protecting him in that regard. When the personal protector's back there, the wall set up, and Georgia has come after punts all game long, and that time almost unimpeded all the way up to where the punter's trying to get loose. Chris Qualls, and it looked like it was DeAndre Walker who was able to get in there and get his hands on it. Great job getting up and above. Lorenzo Carter's gotten close a couple of different times. Coming out of that rain delay break.
Well, while we were away, we got the announcement from Hewart Owens that Lightning was within 5 miles, and shortly thereafter, the skies opened up. Some of the fans headed for some cover. Others decided to stick it out. Ugga.
Who knew that there was room for 2? It's a 2-bedroom. Kind of an efficiency arrangement down there.
Look at the total yards. Georgia with 273 today. Grayson Lambert will hand it off to Nick Chubb, who's had a lengthy break. And he is on the break. Down to the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 27 yards on that carry. Lindsey Pipkins finally brings him down. He's up over 100 yards.
Another way down the field.
Lambert going up top. Malcolm Mitchell, does he hold on? Yes, he does. What a catch. 28 yards and a touchdown for the Dogs.
Malcolm Mitchell possessed that catch all the way through. Side judge is all over it, right there on the pylon. Wants to make sure he maintains control. Lindsey Pipkins, who made the tackle versus Nick Chubb on the big run. In that time, pretty tight coverage.
Well, Malcolm Mitchell, we talked to him yesterday, returned to the field after some knee injuries midway through the season last year, was making some short yardage catches, wanted to stretch the field this year. He'll take that 6. 4-man front from Georgia. No rush for him. Smith steps up and finds 2. Rashawn Caesar with yet another catch. That one goes for 17. And Caesar now with a dozen catches today. He catches for Holly. Here goes McNeil. Loose football. Still on the turf. Who's got it?
McNeil on the carry, fumble on the play.
I tell you what, I don't know. It looked like it was Tim Kimbrough. He came knifing upfield and detonated on the tackle. And it looks like the Warhawks, they're able to maintain possession.
Georgia looks like they're bringing the house here. Smith will throw over the middle. Trying to hit a Jalen Holly. It's incomplete. Lambert today, 8 out of 12, 141, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Here's Sony Michel. Big stiff arm. Sony out over the 15, falls forward to the 20-yard line. Good strong run from the youngster who's 5'11", 210 out of Plantation, Florida.
Not a guy that you forfeit a lot of physical aspect of his running.
Look at Sony Michel dance around, breaks another tackle out over the 30 to the 31-yard line, give him 11 yards. First down and 10 out of the I formation. Here's Marshall with a nice cut. Keith Marshall inside the 40, falls forward close to the 35-yard line. Wesley Thompson, the redshirt freshman, makes the tackle, but a 20-yard pickup. Here's Douglas, big hole up the middle. Tripped up inside the 20, down to the 18 by Roland Jenkins, a gain of 11.
Plenty of room.
Keith Marshall inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. 16 more yards.
It looks like they're going to jump right over the football. You can see that ULM wearing down clearly on this drive.
Give it to Marshall again. He will walk it into the end zone untouched from 2 yards out. His second score of the afternoon.
But Dave, it took a while. You know, that was the drive that I was talking about where you kind of assert your will. This is an offensive front that's arguably the best in the conference. Albeit this wasn't the starting lineup. Hunter Long was in there. In for Isaiah Wynn. Slid Cablano over to his left guard spot. Went right down the football field. I think the Warhawks, they hung around. They were game for a long time. But they wore down on that drive clearly.
Smith will tuck it and gets it out to the 27-yard line. Picks up a couple of yards. Bellamy able to bring him down.
Here's the problem with that, is that now you enjoy a lot of success. You get to put together a couple of nice drives, and now you're looking for him every down.
Yeah.
Which he was on that passing down as well. Had an opportunity to get it into Holly. Holly and Caesar on the same side of that formation. He's going to have to figure out other ways to get other players involved.
To the locker room.
Well, if you
It's my fault, Dave. I should, doggone it, I should have never I brought it up again. I should have never said anything about it.
well, I was the human walking lightning delay in college baseball season this
You're
year.
the lightning rod?
I was the guy, so I'm kind of in my comfort zone here. Our second lightning delay.
No. Let's see how Q handles this, because he can handle one lightning delay. Can he handle two?
Well, I wonder what Mark Richt's doing. He looks like he's heading back to the field. Some of these games we have seen where both coaches have just gotten together and said, you know, enough is enough. We're in the fourth quarter. And Mark Richt heading to our officiating crew. I think he might be looking to see if Todd Berry has any thoughts about whether or not we will resume play. I remember doing a game a few years back down at Florida, and that's what happened. Back in Athens, where it is official, the Bulldogs win it 51-14 over ULM to open up the 2015 campaign. A couple of hesitant moments for the Bulldogs, especially defensively late in the first half, beginning of the second half. But Stitch, they did what we expected, and that was just pound the ball on the ground.
Yeah, ultimately, that's what really gave way. They were up against a game ULM squad. I think they got what they wanted to see out of the quarterback position and certainly in the ground game, and defensively able to generate turnovers and pressure, which was a hallmark of this team and its success a season ago. Not a bad start for this 2015 season for Georgia.
Nick Chubb up over 100 yards for the 9th consecutive time to lead Georgia in their ground game. So the Bulldogs win it 51-14. So for Matt Stinchcomb, Casey Smith, the rest of our great SEC Network crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Athens, Georgia. Time now to get it to Peter Burns at SEC Now.